sequel to the occurrence of massive killing which arise from the EndSARS protests at Lekki, Lagos State, the Nigerian Army has now spoken contrary to the earlier reports of the Nigerian Army in which they rejected that troopers that were recorded when the Lekki massacre occurred were not their men, and subsequent to stating this, another report emerged from which the Nigerian Army said that the video that is causing via internet media was photoshopped so as to involve the men in the military army. Notwithstanding, in a news which the Sahara reporters distributed on their platform, it was asserted that the Nigerian Army today gave the motivation behind why the warriors at Lekki Tollgate were there on the day the terrible episode occurred. It was made realized that the soldiers that were there were put on ground at Lekki so that they can guarantee compliance with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's order after the proclaimed curfew in the state. In an explanation that was given by the acting director of Army Public Relations, Saga Musa, which was credited to General Tukur Buratai, it was asserted that a few people are purposely attempting to dishonor the Nigerian government and the Nigerian army with the episode that occurred at Lekki. Recall that Sahara reporters had uncovered that the officers engaged with the assault on quiet protesters that were sent from 65 Battalion, Bonny Camp, Victoria Island, Lagos, and they made us know that it was Governor Sanwo-Olu that sent them. A sibling to one of the casualties told Sahara reporters, but this statement was opposed by the governor, saying that he knew nothing about the murdering and injury of peaceful EndSARS protests at the Lekki Tollgate. But the Nigerian Army has now claimed warriors engaged with the activity have since affirmed that they were really drafted in for the mission on the solicitation of the Mr. Governor to ensure curfew compliance during protest. I don't know whether you get that. Okay, now Sanwo-Olu has said that that from the footage he saw that there were men in military uniform. In military uniform. Wow. What do you call that? There were men in military uniform. But he said he didn't know anything about it. You know, Jagaban came. You see the one still calling himself the Jagaban. He went there. He said he went to go and see the governor to say who ordered the army. Initially, the army said no, it was not there, that they were photoshopped. They just wanted to tarnish the image of the army. They wanted to tarnish the image of Buhari, the government, and all of that. The people from the north are saying, oh, this whole thing is about to remove Buhari. No, they don't see the suffering that people are going through. But now, after the interview that the governor had with the CNN, now he's beginning to sing another song. You know, Jagaban said, oh, he went to ask the governor that who ordered the army. The governor said he didn't know. That was what, even before the Oga came, before when it happened the next day, he said he didn't know anything about it, that the whole thing was beyond him. That was what he said. But now he's beginning to change everything. The army that said no, they didn't know anything about that, now they are now telling us that it was the governor. They went there on the order of the governor to comply for people to comply with the coffee order. So what are we talking about? So they are warriors. So why are they telling us that it was photoshopped in the first place? And those who are always coming to defend them, you are defending these people and you are not seeing it from the angle of those who lost their lives, those who were there, who were protesting peacefully. They were demanding good governance, that you are going to be part of it. If they will do the right thing, everybody will be beneficiaries. But what are they saying? They are trying to downplay it. But to me, the more they try to cover the lies, the more they try to downplay the whole thing, the more they keep embarrassing them. The whole world saw it. They were telling us that somebody was dishing out fake news. Now they are beginning to come to tell us what actually happened. They are confessing. Well, were the protesters supposed to be there at that time despite the curfew? Lawless people, no respect for uniform men. Now their cup of tea. Hey, these people should be. Those are the bad people we are talking about. So was it the first time? So if people fail to is it fail? But they failed to do the right thing. They failed to do not to comply with the decision. So the next thing is for them, for their lives to be taken. You see, these are the people who were supporting that. No, the army were not there. This and that. All these things were Photoshop. Now they are coming. They are coming again. The more you try to change the whole thing, the more God will continue to judge all of those who are seeing the truth and covering it. I'm sure maybe this person is part of the people, because a normal human being will not be responding to this. Now they're confessing. Now you are not trying to change it. Whether they have that right to take people's life, they have the right to take people's life. You were defending the governor, that the governor doesn't know anything about it, but now they are contradicting themselves. They are exposing themselves, and you are telling us something different. And meanwhile, the coffee is supposed to start by 9 p.m. Now they were there by 7 p.m. So what are we talking about? Well, the fate will be for you and your generation, both born and unborn. Now kettle for rotten fish and eggs. Now it be that. Okay. Some of you choose to remain slaves and serve the slave master forever. You don't want freedom. Mr. Man, the killing occurred before the curfew. Get the facts straight and don't be fooled. Exactly. Imagine this type of statement saying that it serves those people right, that they don't respect a uniform person. Oh my goodness. The funniest thing is that come 2023, some people will still queue behind the same governor, a liar for that matter. Of course, they will. But I'm sure their influence is reducing. We still have them. That is my pain, honestly. That's my pain. We will still queue behind them. You know, we've always said it, that if this kind of situation presents itself at that particular time, if it presents itself, what do you think Nigerian people will do? But in my opinion, I think the influence and the education and the awareness is getting more now. People are beginning to know. You know, before it used to be, people who are online, they are the ones that get all this information. But now it has really dropped. All this information are being dropped at the doorsteps of of everybody, not even those who are online. Those are the things they were telling us. They don't do voting online, but it's how will I put it? It goes a long way. It really goes a long way, and it went a long way for those states that it worked for. Well, Peter Obo, I wonder the way you reason. What time is the coffee, and what time was the Lekki massacre? I think he's responding to that person that they didn't observe the Lekki coffee or the coffee in the first place. Okay, someone said, Peter Obo is a disaster. You know, some people will just use their hand and type rubbish. Peter had it been had it been you lost someone at the if you had lost someone at the Pole Plaza, you won't be here vomiting nonsense. It doesn't. It don't even need for somebody who this kind of person. You know, something is really wrong with that person, or the person is part of the people, because don't be surprised. They have all these keyboard warriors that they've employed. They will be going online to go and be typing all manner of things. So they are part of the people, because a well-meaning person will not even wait until such a thing happens to them before they will receive sense. All I'm very sure of is that you have to manufacture 100 or more to sustain the initial lie. Nigeria army is a disgrace. Burutai and his soldiers have to keep people to ensure that they comply with curfew. The truth that is now emanating will trigger more protests. They have just called for another unrest by the youth. They are irresponsible and shameless. The so-called, somebody is referring to the army, saying something different now. The first day you denied that it was not Nigeria army. The second day you said no one died and it was the Photoshop shoots. Now you are telling Nigerians that soldiers were there because of Governor Sanwo-Olu order right? Okay. The thunder that will strike all of you that caused killings of Nigeria youth who were agitating for their legitimate right. None of you will ever see peace in your entire generation. Your children and also all of them will be put to shame. As you ordered for cutting youth life short, so the Lord Almighty also will deal with you. God will judge you soon. Peter Obo. Okay. Peter Obo, really? Peter Obo causing something for yourself. Okay, yeah, that's Peter Obo. Everybody's replying to him. He's the one who said where the protesters supposed to be at that time, despite the curfew. That's Peter Obo. You think this person is not part of the government people? No, this is not a Nigerian part of the well-meaning Nigerians. Since when as Nigeria Army personnel been drafted to enforce curfew, a civil affair, and not the police. Okay, granted it was so. So which other places were soldiers drafted to enforce curfew on that day? Were they ordered to shoot the defaulters? Shameless hogs. The blood of the innocent, we ask. What is the business of the army in a peaceful protest? Are protesters criminals? This is unthinkable. Can only happen in the country of Buhari, Tinubu, and Sanwo-Olu. Let the International Criminal Court watch over these people and never leave them, for this is crime against humanity. That is what we are saying, and I've said it before now. If I thought they wanted to go there, why is it that it was only in that place? Because we could see that in Alausa to the same thing, and at the end of the day, we saw that very that was even happy when I said, these people defied the curfew, and soldiers were there. We saw them there. Soldiers were there, and they were, there was this rapport between the masses, the protesters, and the soldiers. Even at some point, the protesters, the masses, they were even trying to guide the soldiers. They were happy with them. Even the soldiers just, okay, they just left them. They were just looking at them. And as soon as the soldiers at that Alausa, they left the protesters, all of a sudden, there was this kind of love again. The protesters had to guide this in case maybe some people want to play funny. Some of the protesters might want to be funny. They guided the army. And it was that very day they went to this particular place again at Lekki. The question somebody was asking, that why is it that they were not drafted to other places, because that was not the only place protest was going on. And this coffee they talked about supposed to be by 9 p.m. Why they were there 7 p.m.? They were denying it. It's now they are coming out. It is from the order of the governor, but the governor is denying it. He was denying that he didn't know anything about it, that the OT was beyond him. So guys, let's hear your opinion and let's know your thoughts on this. This is really terrible.